Greta Somethingberg is going to berate a UN assembly or wherever the fuck she was. I think it was UN. And tell them, how dare you steal my childhood? Oh, climate change. She says, I can't understand, I can't fathom that you're doing all you can, because if you were doing all you can and basically you're doing nothing, that would make you evil. In her voice, I felt like I was watching Harry Potter. Who didn't? I'm like, is this from Harry Potter? This is the new tactic? A little girl with the last name Berg from England with an English accent, and she's like that girl who did that speech, I'm a nasty woman. I'm like, somebody wrote in the comments, she's going to make somebody a really nasty wife one day. I'm like, no, she's going to make some lesbian a real nasty girlfriend one day. That's what they're raising. These, I don't even want to say the J word, but that's what she is. She's going to be some lesbian, environmental science fucking shrewd, nasty woman. That's what they're raising her to be. She's like, I can't get my way on climate change. I've been just raised up to think that everybody, is bad or something. She's acting like the whole world's bad, and that she's the only one who cares. She's like, you don't think about my generation and the children. We all know the lie. I don't even have to explain that. The evidence isn't there. And what about China, Greta? Or Greta's speechwriter? Come on, the kid's just a pawn. The speechwriters are the real puppet masters. They use their children. It's so sad. As political tools, just like Sandy Hook. Mourn your children. Don't go on a 30 state tour, or probably 5 state tour, multi-venue tour to tell us about getting rid of guns. Mourn your children. Robbie, Parker, talking to you. So here we are, man. We got Harry Potter's berating us. And when anybody yells at you and tells you, I don't want to think you're evil. If somebody said they don't want to think I'm evil, I'd be like, all right, bitch, I wasn't even listening in the beginning, but now I'm pissed off. And what's the deal? Honestly, I think we need to get rid of speeches and start having debates where people can be debated. I'm sick of these one-way fucking conversations where some little kid just goes up there. I would torch her. I would torch her in a nice way because she's a child. Condescending way, yes. But I wouldn't go personal with the kid. I wouldn't get personal. Although I may. But these people are rich. Do you think if she really cares? Do you think Greta Thunberg or whatever her name is, we'll just call her Greta Berg, G-Berg, do you think she really cares about children in Palestine or suffering children anywhere? Is she trying to help the nutrition rates of the Gaza Strip kids? Or is she trying to do anything that's not like politically, has a political juggernaut behind it? There's no political juggernaut behind like helping child prostitutes in, I don't know, Bangladesh or Thailand or somewhere in one of the fucking mega slums of India. Nobody's trying to stop fucking rampant fucking AIDS cases and children under 16 that have been sold into prostitution. Everybody who goes into those things in Mumbai or whatever, the more Karachi or something, one of the more popular cities, because we don't really care about India here in America. I could only name like 7 cities if I'm lucky. If I was on a game show right now, Calcutta or something. But anyway, nobody cares about the fucking human suffering right now. The absolute horrors that people are going through, living through, and then dying young. Their whole life, their whole childhood is that of a sex slave, and then they die. very young, alone, without a family. No family. And people do it to themselves. For a few rupees. For a few dollars. Nobody cares about that. But we're gonna sit here and all have to fucking listen to this bitch talk about fucking act indignant over fucking climate change. It's a joke, folks. It's always been a joke, but it's getting worse. I mean, at least in the 40s and 50s, you might have intelligent men speaking on that stage who actually care about solving problems and not just feeding selfish needs or feeding their master, Satan. And if one thing, and we know that they were talking that crazy alien Reagan shit. Oh, Reagan says, I think it was at the UN, I'm not sure exactly, or maybe at State of the Union or something while he was president. Could you imagine if aliens came down, it would unite all the countries in the world? I can't do a good Reagan impersonation. And then they have that movie fucking Independence Day come out and everybody's like, call the Israelis. At the end, when we beat the aliens, of course America does it. And they got the Jewish scientist. He used to play like the scientist guy, and then they had another Jewish guy. And the Jews figured out how to get in there. And the black guy was the hero. And the white guy was the president. And some rapper with dreads played the alien. And at the end of the movie, yeah, they were like, Israel, we found out how to do it. Okay, call the Iraqis. Oh, call the Iraqis. Okay, call the da-da-da. And it's just like a montage for like a minute or two where it shows like Germany, sending up the F-16s to go up there and take. They I think what they did was they paralyzed they had a force field, a shield, and they took down the shield in the mothership. And I think he didn't even sacrifice his own life, Will Smith. He made it back home to Jada Pinkett Smith or somebody. He made it back home to Jaden Smith, his son, and everybody was happy and blah, blah, blah. So that united the world in that movie. So they've always had this idea of uniting the world, and I think climate change may have been one of those bizarre, cracked out, shallow thinking things where they thought, we'll unite the world by thinking, because it's always got to be a catastrophe. World War III or World War II created the League of Nations, and then World War II created the United Nations. They always want a catastrophe and then a new era, a new order. So they always need that. And some idiot thought that climate change, we were all going to unite because we were all going to, they've been doing it for years. That didn't work out. Half of us are like, fuck off. Greta, what about China's pollution? Why aren't you in China? Oh, Greta, do you know about the suicide nets in China where people try to kill themselves because they work them 18 hours a day? In sweatshops? Do you care about that? No. You want us to, shut down coal plants in America. That's what Hillary wanted. That was going to save the day. Remember Hillary? And they think, and if they're really trying to unite the world, they're not trying to unite it for the better of everybody. Really, what any white man will tell you in Chicago is that all the bus driving jobs that white men used to have, or even black men, are all black women now. All the jobs that used to, because they're the only ones without a fucking, honestly, I guarantee you, 80% of black people in this fucking city, maybe 60, have a felony. They're not getting a fucking city job. So guess who's got them all? Black women who weren't outside. Because if you stay in the house, usually the police don't break in your house, but they can. But that's usually because you were outside. So women, the men are all in prison. But now it's white men. White men around here will tell you all the Mexicans have all the union jobs, all this, that, and other. And yeah, it could be white men's fault. It could be that things were so easy for you fuckers before I came around that you could fucking have a few beers and drive home drunk, wake up and go to your job and work in the union and make $40 an hour and have a house in a white neighborhood. White people could barely afford these houses in white neighborhoods. Why do you think they're constantly talking about kids living with their parents? I don't, because my mom, she doesn't have it like that. There's not even any space for us. The ones who got it lucky are the sons whose parents had a little money. There's a lot of us that didn't. I'm like third generation poverty. But these people, man, all these guys I talk to, they're like, dude, I got a DUI. Okay, let's talk to the next white guy. Oh, I got a job, thank God. But if I lost it, that would be it. It's a new environment. You cannot be Homer Simpson. You cannot be Al Bundy and work in a shoe store. We used to watch Al Bundy in our one-bedroom apartment on 60th in California and say, why is he so angry? Do you see he's got a house? He's got a car? We don't have a backyard or a house. We live in a fucking hood. Homer Simpson, idiots, right? They portray the white man as an idiot, like Family Guy. They have houses, though, in those shows. In the new reality, you don't even get a house. White people, I drive down the streets, white people are fucking panhandling for heroin by the hundreds. Or they're dead the next day. It's just terrible. And I'm depressed. Yeah, maybe I am depressed. My dog, I had to put my dog's gone. I've cried. But, you know, the Lord giveth and he taketh away. So Greta Van Thunberg is just a pawn. Can't be mad at a kid. If anything, she's being abused mentally. She said at one point in her speech, I should be at school. No, not you, sweetheart. You poor thing. You had to come out of school when you should be learning to come berate the UN. And then they clap when she talks down to them. Very strange that people clap when being talked down to. It's almost like those in the audience put you up to this because they wanted you to speak to the world. Like they're gonna guilt all us white men in Chicago who don't even have a job, all the black guys who are in jail or have felonies or making it. It's just rich and poor now. You're in Chicago, it's like you're the dope dealer, anyway, that's it. Peace. I've had enough. I think my video is gonna shut down, but God bless everybody. My new thing, I should just do this. I should just start being a full-time fundraiser and just find people that are hurt, that are sad, that are broken in the city and cheer them up. It'll be called Dollar Smiles or something. Helping Hands, something. PayPal me $1, $2, and I'll do something. I just want to put smiles on people I don't even know. Fundraising shit. That's where it's at, man. There's a lot of broken people here.